That means Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Well, hello there, everybody. Happy Election Day. Welcome into Woodward Sports Network. Yeah, you want to shut that off there? Okay. It's Tom Mazaway sitting at the big boy table right now. Braylon on his way. Ryan's got the day off. Well, he's working hard. It's Election Day at Fox.
I think he's line voting right now.
He might be. My man Anson Wells in the house.
Yes,
I see
sir.
a little voting sticker on there. Very cute.
With my red, white, and blue shirt,
Yep,
man. Let's go.
Very cute. I got mine as well. I was voter number 182 today on my precinct.
Man, I was 445, and I was born on 4/4. 4 is my number. I was just one off.
Isn't that something? Now, my birthday's 2/18, so I mixed those numbers together. I don't play the lottery. I played it today. I played those three numbers.
Okay.
All right, so see
Good
if it
luck,
hits.
pal.
Welcome in also, my man Stick sitting in the booth today. Stick, did you vote?
Hello.
Hello. Did you vote?
Maybe.
Okay. And Pete Spivak,
Yes, sir.
rocking the brown and orange for the Cleveland Browns.
It's Maction tonight, baby. Tuesday, Wednesday, football returns, and yes, I did vote, Mr. Tom Mazaway.
I know, but you got the Browns colors, the brown and orange.
I got the
which
brown
is,
and orange on today, but they were going to wear the whites and the browns on the road today. I just thought I'd wear the colors. It's a little fall look, so there we go, baby boy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Maction returning to ESPN+.
No one cares. Now, you're wearing the brown and orange for a good reason.
Yes, sir.
The Cleveland Browns are our friend.
Yes, sir.
They are our friend. We got Za Darius Smith today, finally, after 2 weeks, maybe longer, of hearing all these names and what are they going to do. We got about 2 more hours until the trade deadline is officially over. If you're watching us live, welcome in, of course. 4 o'clock, the trade deadline. Will the Lions go out and get somebody else? You know what? It's okay. We got one guy. We usually don't do trades. Am I right?
That's right.
They did one today, and they got one of the better pass rushers in the league.
May I have a moment?
That's why I threw it to you.
I pledge allegiance to Dan and Brad of the United Lions of America.
I just need you to trust me, that's all.
To the franchise for which it stands, one team, under hemp, indivisible, with Super Bowl championships for all.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
That's right, he
I
will.
love that.
All right? So listen, guys. While the fans have been clamoring for Max Crosby, I've been telling you for weeks, it's going to be Za Darius Smith. But not only did we go out and get this guy, but we waited him out. They wanted a 4th rounder to come back to Cleveland, and we weren't doing that. We said, we'll give you a 5th and a 6th, and we want a 7th rounder back. Oh, and Maz, you're going to pay for him, too.
Lions only on the hook for $600,000. The Browns have paid his salary. I'm not sure what his deal is going forward after this, but we will see what number 99 will do for the Honolulu Blue and Silver. Za Darius Smith coming over from Cleveland. It's his 4th team, and that's okay. He's played for the Vikings. He's played for the Packers.
And he hates them both.
And he's played for the Browns. You see him in the Brown 99. Well, he's going to be 99 here in the Honolulu Blue and Silver.
Lions fans.
Yes, thank you, Sheila. We love you, too. And let me tell you something. We played the Texans this week. We, the Detroit Lions, played the Texans. Do you remember when it all changed for the good? Stick, I'm going to ask you.
Yep.
What changed for the good? Who were we playing?
Oh, I don't know who we were playing.
We were playing the Texans on Thanksgiving as they were routing us, and you saw this.
See, I was pointing to the end result of that. The change moment is when she came down and addressed the media.
Well, yeah,
that was the changing moment when everyone's like, "Oh man, this Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell thing's not working. Dan Campbell's a meathead." Blah, blah, blah. You heard everybody like panicking. She came down, she calmed everybody down, and since that midway point of that season 2 years ago, the Lions been straight cooking. Sheila, I love you. Mwah. You're beautiful. Run for president. I'd vote for you.
Under hemp, indivisible, baby.
In
Shout out to
reality,
Biggins. Remember Biggins used to do the Pledge of Allegiance on the
Oh, yes.
on
Oh,
the
yes.
post-game show.
He may or may not have inspired me this morning. Big shout out, Biggins.
in reality, it was that game where it all changed, where she said, enough's enough. This isn't working with Matt Patricia. And who was the other clown?
Bob Quinn.
Bob Quinn.
Who,
And his baseball
incidentally,
bat.
it
was a
works
couple.
for the Browns as a senior advisor, so he was a part of this trade happening to Detroit.
And his baseball bat.
Well, we thank him and for helping us out for the mess that he made.
So for the first time, Bob Quinn actually helped the Lions.
That's what I just said.
Took a decade, but whatever.
Earlier today on the Pat McAfee show, Adam Schefter.
Where you at, Pat?
Adam Schefter was asked, hey, man, how did this trade get going? Let's listen.
And let's keep in mind, and I want to get this straight here, that when Aiden Hutchinson went down, conversation started right away between the Browns and the Lions. The Browns reached out about exploring a trade, and the two sides went back and forth here for weeks. And at various points, it felt like it might not happen. But that is the case on a lot of these trades, right? Like, you hear that it's off, and then boom, it's on. Or you hear it's on, and then it's off. Like, there are a lot of factors that go into each of these moves all the time. But in this particular case with Za Darius Smith, the two sides had been talking for weeks, and that was a guy that the Lions wanted. He's familiar with the NFC North. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. He could help be a force while Aiden Hutchinson is out. And look, the Lions have played as well as any team in football. They are a monster. So when you are this close to achieving the lifelong goal of fans in your area, why would you not be willing to swap out some late-round draft picks to get Za Darius Smith? And that's what they did. They found a common ground. And I think when Za Darius tweeted that this morning, I think there was some uncertainty. I know there was uncertainty last night about whether it would get done, and then it flipped this morning. It does get done. And honestly, that's the way it should have been. It should have been that way all along. The Browns have 2 wins. The Lions are going for a Super Bowl. Get the trade done. Figure it out.
Yeah, SMH, send me home. That is what he was saying. He wasn't shaking his head. He was saying, send me home to the NFC North.
All right, Adam Schefter on the Pat McAfee show. Thanks to that. By the way, did Pat pay his bet to you yet?
No.
Did McAfee pay his bet off?
No.
All right.
Welchers.
We'll get that taken care of. But it happened, guys. The Lions got their man. They got a defensive pass rush now, and we'll see if he fits right in for Sunday Night Football against the Texans. You got to keep C.J. Stroud in the pocket, right? Go after him. The last 3 weeks since Hutch has gone down, they've had, I think, 1 or 2 sacks at most.
Well, they've had to dial up a lot of different creative scheming on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen a lot more blitzing. There was a lot of edge rushers that kind of fit a 3-4 scheme, linebacker, hybrids that didn't really fit exactly what this team needed. I think that Za Darius is not Hutch, but he does fill that run-stopping, pass rushing defensive end. But I still don't think that they're done. I think that we've got a small window here. Azeez Ojulari is a name that we've talked about. But this guy, he fills what we need in terms of a player, but he also comes with this chip on his shoulder. A lot has been made about how he wants to go back and he wants to give it back to the Vikings. He wants to put it on the Packers. And listen, we've seen this franchise is unwilling to take on a lot of new personalities and bring them into this very established culture. So when you get a guy like that that's already gone on record that says, hey, I want to go and put it on the NFC North, not only does his style of play and his position fit exactly what this team has come to need after some injury, but his mindset and his readiness to go and fight for this Lions team, it just fits exactly what culture we've established here in Detroit.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Hey, you're looking good, baby.
Good afternoon.
This is Maz's biggest dream, is to turn into a dude that looks, acts, walks.
Maz went to Planet Fitness, baby.
I am a chameleon.
I see you.
That, ladies and gentlemen.
That was smooth. Great transition, guys. Happy to be here. Did everybody vote today? I know you got that out the way. Everybody voted?
I know it, baby.
Everybody voted
Where's
good.
your sticker?
You said what? Mine's in the car on the steering wheel.
I know you just came from it.
Yeah, it's on the car on the steering wheel. Look, I don't care who you vote for. At the end of the day, your job is to go out and vote. It's
right.
civic duty. People fought hard to get that right to vote, so you should exercise it. With that being said, big news today, right?
That's right. I mean, you're more excited
Big
about
news.
trade day than election day, right?
100%, but I had to get it out the way. I had to feel like I had to get it out of the way.
Are you
but
excited about what the Lions did today?
I am. And I've heard some people talk about, is it enough, and they want more. Look, The Detroit Lions went out and got a player in Za Darius Smith that is a player. And we've seen that because you can go back to what he did when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. You can go what he did in Baltimore. But just look at what he's doing now. He's a player right now. He's currently consistent. He's dominating on a defense that is pretty decent. And also, I'm excited that he knows this division. He's been in this division before. He was with the Minnesota Vikings. He understands what the NFC North is. He understands what games look like in December because he was competing against Green Bay and Chicago those years he was there. So I'm excited. I think they got what they need. Man, you know what people don't talk about?
What's that?
You got a guy that's coming, guy that's going to be not a replacement, if you will, but a guy that can fill some of the shoes of Aiden Hutchinson, guy that can get to the quarterback. But other players on defense are coming back. Melifonwu will be back.
That'll be great.
Emmanuel Mosley will be back.
Who?
100% right. You got players that are coming back to a defense that getting better and better and
Haskell
better.
too, God willing.
When's the last time you heard Terrion Arnold's name mentioned for pass interference or holding?
Been close to a month, my friend.
Game 4. Look at stick on. Game 4. Guys are getting better, and I don't know what we're talking about. Aaron Glenn's defense is starting to be Aaron Glenn's project, man. And shout outs and kudos to him because it was touch and go for a very long time.
Listen, man. Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to address Braylon Edwards specifically with this question.
Okay.
You were drafted by the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Right? That organization, we've come to find out during your time there, had an onus from up above to tank. You guys weren't aware of it as players. I was here when we were watching ESPN and they broke that news and we were all like, that's crazy. You're like, yeah, it's crazy because I was on the team and it didn't even click till you said that. What is it like for a player like Za Darius Smith to be stuck in Cleveland and get traded from that pit to a team like Detroit? What's that like for a player?
When you're in a place like Cleveland that, has so many malfunctions and so much chaos that goes on behind the scenes where nobody's feeding the right information, nobody's telling you straight, whether the GM and the head coach have disconnect, whether the players, and it's just so much disconnection. It's tough. No matter how good you are, Maz, no matter how much you love the game, slowly but surely, it eats at your soul, it eats at your spirit, it eats at your spirit to want to go out there and be successful. And it just makes it tougher and tougher and tougher. Darius Smith is one of those type guys. All he wants to do is win. All he wants to do is give all that he has for the Cleveland Browns or whatever team he plays for. When you play for an organization like that and it starts to eat at your soul, you start to ask yourself questions like, do I even still want to play? Do I even want to be around? Like, everything sucks in Cleveland. Like, the meals suck. Like, the front office sucks. You know what I mean? The locker room, it starts to get divided. You saw that with Baker Mayfield. It's another product of Cleveland, him versus OBJ. That's what Cleveland does in those spaces. And then you get a phone call that you're going to an organization that cares about winning, that you're going to an organization that cares about being a team and doing the things necessary to get to the goal, which is the Lombardi Trophy. It immediately reinvigorates you. I remember when I went from the Browns and I got to the New York Jets, first practice, like I'm talking about stick, I walk in and I'm just looking at everything. Everything's clean. It's a team. It looked like the professional. It looked like the NFL. It looked like what I thought it was going to look like. And then you go out to practice and then you hang out with guys and then you're watching film and then you're seeing the front office interact with the players. You're seeing building, and I was cool with the lunch lady. I was cool with the maintenance people. You're cool with the equipment managers. But when you get on that field, man, it's about business, and finally you can give your all to a team that's doing the exact same thing. It sucks when you give your all and you look at the man to the left and you're not seeing the same thing, or you look to the right, or you're looking at a coach that's checked out. You're not going to see that in Detroit. Is Darius Smith? He's going to be a hell of a pickup, and anybody else you may pick up.
You know what's going to be really good for this team, and I don't mean to even look ahead, but if he fits in on this culture, you get Hutchinson back next season, and you got Za Darius Smith, and then you get Marcus Davenport back, and you get DJ Reader in the middle. They're monsters, man. Adam Schefter called this team a monster. They are a machine. This team fears nobody, and now they just got a shot like vitamin C, man. Feeling good, looking good. They're the best team in the league, and they got better today.
They definitely got better today. It's going to be fun to watch. You go back to, last couple of games, they've been doing it without Hutch, but you've still seen some of that where quarterbacks have had time. I don't like to blame the rain on anything. I did that one time in 2017, and it cost me. I said Michigan lost Michigan State because it was raining. I now take those comments back. But in that game, you saw a smarter coach. But just the Green Bay situation, If you're giving Jordan Love time with those wide receivers with no rain, it looks different. He had
healthy Jordan Love.
Healthy. It's gonna look different having Za Darius Smith, and I'm telling you, that secondary who's been much improved. Watch this secondary eat, and I'm not just talking about Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. I'm talking about the defensive backs. You'll start to see them get some interceptions. Za Darius Smith, it does a lot for the Detroit Lions, but it does a lot for the squad.
I'm known around here as Mr. SOL. But if there is not a more telling sign of the brand new Lions, it's this exact trade that we saw, because our entire career as Lions fans, we were the Browns.
Yeah.
We had players that we knew didn't really want to be here. We were just trying to get that extra win around week 8, week 9, so we didn't have to trade them. But year after year after year, we ended up in this spot where guys wanted to leave. And now we're so much on the other side of that coin that we're the destination now for these teams. You see all of these Super Bowl quality teams making small deals, from the Chiefs to everybody else. Lamar getting some extra help. This is what the Lions are now, and this is what the Lions are going to be for a very long time in the future. We are going to be players in the trade market, but listen, Lions fans, hold yourself to the same high bar that the players are holding themselves to. The excitement and the fandom over thinking that we're going to go get Max Crosby and thinking we're going to go and spend all this capital to get Myles Garrett, this is not the DNA of Dan and Brad. They are conservative. They're going to hold their capital, because the one thing that they have proven to be spectacular at, maybe the best in the league right now, is drafting and developing talent.
I couldn't agree with you more, Anson. But yeah, just look at this Detroit Lions fan. Like, this is a major move. Like, I played in the NFL. I've been on good teams that wouldn't pull this trigger. I've seen teams. It's not the good teams that make a move like that. It's the great teams that make moves like that, the great front offices. I've seen good teams sit on a player because they're like, I don't know. I've seen the teams that need that player.
Look at the Raiders.
100%. And I've seen teams that need that player that's like, fourth round, that's a little rich for my blood. I don't know. I think we can win with this. They went out, they addressed the need, they saw it, they watched the films, they watched the tapes, they listened to the players. Because a move like this doesn't get made if the players don't have input in this type of team. They have input. Hey, coach, bring in somebody. We can use another horse out there. This is just being real. We can use a dog out there to help us out tremendously. Teams don't make that, and they did that, Detroit. They did that. They got Za Darius Smith.
And we made them pay for him.
True.
We made them pay for him.
And you got him for nothing.
That's right, man.
And you got him for nothing.
Hey, we got
$605,000.
Hey, we got a special guest on the V-Mix line. Should we bring him up?
It's just a great Ryan
On the V-Mix?
On the V-Mix line. Let's bring him up.
V-Mix.
On the Bat V-Mix line. There he is.
Looking good, baby.
That's a great office he's got there.
Turn him on.
All right, Ryan, you're good.
Thank you, Ryan.
How's everybody doing today, fellas?
Good, buddy. Happy Election Day to you. How you doing?
Absolutely. Doing great, man. It's busy around here, but that's to be expected. It happens once every 4 years, so we can deal with it.
You look very presidential today, by the way.
I feel good. I wear this tie every 4th of July.
Yep.
It's a good tie for 4th of July. I figured I'd break it out today. So many people, you wear a little red, you wear a little blue, you wear this, you wear that. Everybody's got, I know who this, that, and the other thing. So tomorrow, I'll tell you right now, I'll wear purple tomorrow because heaven forbid you wear anything like that. So I wore a pinstripe suit and an American fly tie today.
Looking good, brother. Looking good.
Ryan Ermanni, I want to welcome you into the Edwards, Wells, and Matt show. Thank you for being a first-time V-Mixer in, man. It's good to talk to you. You look very patriotic today. Glad your day is going well. I know it's going well in the Detroit Lions world as well. As Darius Smith now joins the Detroit Lions, or will soon join the Detroit Lions. It has been officially announced. What does that do for you? The Lions finally doing something that we wanted them to.
It absolutely had to happen, and I caught you, Braylon, a little bit before I popped up here. Brad Holmes owed it to the players on that team, to the organization, to the fan base, to everybody. This is a go-for-it year, and a deal absolutely had to get made. You knew what you needed when Aiden Hutchinson went out and when Josh Paschal went out as well. Josh Paschal has not been with his team for the last couple of weeks. So you had to go out there and get some help, because you only have so many runs at this thing. And now I know we're expecting the Lions to be good for an elongated period of time. But when you look at year to year, look at the Philadelphia Eagles. How many people thought they would return from that Super Bowl when Jalen Hurts loses a tight one to Patrick Mahomes? They pay him $51 million in the offseason. A lot of people just automatically put the Philadelphia Eagles back in the Super Bowl the year after, and that was not the case. The San Francisco 49ers have been trying this thing for 5, 6, 7 years. They have not won anything. And this year, it doesn't look like they're going to even win their division. Now, there's a lot of the season to be played. But the moral of the story is, gentlemen, when you have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl, and the Lions have a great opportunity to win the Super Bowl, you must go for it. And they went for it. They got a player that will absolutely help them. And they really didn't have to give up all that much for him either. Za Darius Smith is an incredibly talented player. Is he it? Are they done? Time will tell, but it's a step in the right direction. And he absolutely moves the needle for this team and for me, just in looking ahead at their chances to win.
Ryan, I think we started to have the conversation about Brad Holmes potentially getting 2 players. I think that's where we kind of got to. Maybe he doesn't go get the Max Crosby. Maybe he gets 2 players. And now here we are. We got Za Darius Smith. Do we need another player, or are you confident, are you comfortable with Za Darius Smith being the only move made by 4 o'clock today?
I am comfortable. Let me say that. It would be great if they would go out and get somebody else, because you're assuming, gentlemen, that there are going to be no other injuries this year. And they have more than half their schedule to play. Josh Paschal is dealing with whatever he's dealing with, and he has not been healthy in his time with the Detroit Lions. You're assuming that there's going to be nothing. I'm not even going to name individual players here besides him, because he's the one that's out right now. But you are working under the presumption that there will be no other injuries for the rest of the season. And that's just not going to be the case. Somebody is going to get hurt. It's just life in the NFL. Braylon, you more than anybody know that. And so you've got to protect yourself against those injuries as best you can. I'd love to see one more move. But this one, if they don't do anything else, I think this is a very solid move in the right direction.
Our main man, Ryan Ermanni, joining us from Fox 2 today. Of course, he does the 9 every day and joins us here on Amani Edwards with Maz. We got Anson in the house, Braylon Edwards, Sticks here, Pete's here. A lot of people in the chat, Ryan. They're all happy Lion fans. We're all excited. They go into Houston now on a Sunday night game, favored by 3 right now. We'll see what the spread is, and we'll see if Za Darius Smith can get right back into this game. If Aaron Glenn is going to be very happy to give that 99 jersey with the Honolulu blue on it and let him go attack another team in this NFL. Now, this is his 3rd team in the NFC North now, so he's kind of familiar with everything that's going on here. They've only played 2 games so far in the conference, so we'll see how it goes, bro.
And I mentioned that a little bit yesterday, Maz. That's the weird thing to me. I was trying to think earlier today of standout players, and Za Darius Smith is a standout player. I mean, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. This is his 4th team he's played for. Green Bay, Minnesota, Baltimore, Cleveland.
Did he play for Baltimore? I don't think he did.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah. After Minnesota.
So 5 teams.
Yeah, so this is his 5th team. There is something curious about that. At the very least, there is something very curious about how a player of his caliber could play for 5 teams over an 8-9 year period. It's pretty curious to me. I'm not saying anything. I can't think of another player that is as good as he is that bounces around the league so many times.
You know what it seems like, Ryan, not to cut you off, man, it just seems like every place that he's been, it seems like he's played with a guy that's about to get paid. When he was in Green Bay, the reason why they didn't pay him, Rashawn Gary, who's one of the best in the league right now. When he was in Baltimore, you had a big guy on the other side. I can't think of his name. Matthew Judon, I want to say. Yeah. In Cleveland, We know who's on the other side of him there. It just seems like he just happens to be the second best guy, and so they're like, we can't pay both of you guys. So he's the odd man. No, that's what it seems like.
How about Chauncey Gardner? He's played on. This is similar to him. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
It's a great point, but Braylon, that adds to another element to this. You just named 3 all-time greats that he played opposite.
True.
Right?
And now he's playing with Aiden potentially in a year.
Exactly, but can he now be the man?
That's a good point.
You know, in Cleveland, Myles Garrett was the man. In Green Bay, Rashawn Gary was the man.
Daniil
Hunter.
Baltimore. In Minnesota.
Daniil Hunter was the man in Minnesota. In Baltimore, Matthew Judon was the man. We talk about this with wide receivers. You know, when you're a number 2 or a number 3, can you move up and be a number 2 or a number 1? We're going to find out about Za Darius Smith because now he is going to be the man along that defensive edge for the Detroit Lions. Can he be that guy? Can he be elevated to take on all the double teams? Because he doesn't have Myles Garrett over there. He doesn't have Daniil Hunter over there. Rashawn Gary, Matthew Judon, some of his teammates at the other locations that he's played. So we'll see.
That's a great point, Ryan. That's a great
question.
Yeah, for all the reasons you just mentioned, it sounds like he was just waiting to become a Detroit Lion finally. So I know we're up on a break. I want one name. You're casting your vote for 2 trades before the deadline. Give me one name, Ryan, that you'd like to see the Lions land before the deadline.
Well, look, the 25-year-old from New York Giants, how do you say his name?
Ojulari.
Aziz
Ojulari.
Ojulari, him.
TJ, who's your mama?
I'm on board with that too, my friend.
I like to see. Look, anytime you can get a player that's 25 years old with a motor like that, man, that's an opportunity to have him for years to come too. So I really like him, and I hate to say it like this, guys, but this is as complete a team as you will find in the NFL. As complete a team as you will find in the NFL. I don't think they have to make another move. Any move after this would be gravy. Any move after this would be the icing on top.
The Bengals got Khalil Herbert for a 7th-round pick. Maybe a 3rd running back. And I know we have Anson's guy here, Sione Vaki, but he's been injured the last couple of weeks. I'm just saying there are guys out there that you can get on the cheap just for depth.
Yeah, and Craig Reynolds, don't forget. I mean, Craig Reynolds is not getting his opportunity this year, but I think Craig Reynolds, every opportunity he gets, when you're just talking about a 3rd running back and the caliber of player you're going to get at a 3rd running back, I find it hard-pressed to believe that there are more capable people in the league at RB3 than Craig Reynolds.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Ryan, are we going to keep you through the break, or are you taking off after this?
No, I'm good. I'm good until about 2:50.
We got to get an election update.
Okay, we do have to get an election update. Let's pay some bills real quick, Ryan, and then we'll come back to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Les Stanford, if you could.
Hey, listen, you know what happens when you run a great business for over 5 decades. You expand and you offer more products to more people, and that is exactly what Les Stanford has done by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They offer that same great service that customers have come to know and trust for over 50 years. They are located on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Make sure you check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
And you can drive over to the Best Lions pregame show party on Sunday, November 17th. It's going to be live at Detroit's very own Second Best Bar, located at 42 Randy Watson Street. For the ultimate fan experience, enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show, the best Lions pregame show in all of Detroit and better than the flagship, only right here at the Second Best Bar. Come get some.
Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hey guys, our good friend Dr. Jeff Pierce, he was here today on Big D Energy. Joins us, of course, from Michigan Sports and Spine. Every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Joins us on Thursday. It's our injury expert, Dr. Jeff Pierce, MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Give him a call, 248-426-9944. Make sure you tell him Woodward Sports sent you.
Oh, yeah, here we go. We got it, that New Holland, the intergalactic hazy goodness. You know what it is. It's the Tangerine Space Machine. We drink it all day long at Hayes Social, 21 Mile and Hayes, during the watch party, during the post-game show. And you can try it too. Just make sure you go to your local liquor distributor and ask for it by name, New Holland Tangerine Space Machine.
To remind you, that was with Maz, my man Anson Wells filling in as always on Wednesday. But we do still have Brian Ermanni with us, joining us from Fox 2. Ryan Ermanni, you still there, brother?
He is. He is.
Oh, okay.
My bad. That's on me, guys. I'm sorry. That's on me.
There you go.
That's on me,
There you go.
Thank you, Ryan.
Ryan, let me ask you a question. Za Darius Smith, now a Detroit Lion. Let's look ahead to the next 4 games. What does Za Darius Smith mean in these next 4 games? You're playing against the Texans, the Jags, the Colts, and the Bears. Neither one of those teams that good, and the Lions defense has been playing better. What do you expect to see in the next 4 games out of Detroit Lions with Za Darius Smith?
Like to see them work him in a little bit if they believe, just even on 3rd down to get after the quarterback on Sunday. How many times have we seen it with this team where they've acquired a player? Think about Zach Ertz last year or Bruce Irvin last year. They sign a player and then they ultimately let him be with the team in workouts, in practice, not play him on Sunday, but then make him available for the next week and the ensuing week. So, if he plays on Sunday night, I think that's yet to be determined.
He's playing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Ryan, not to cut you
snaps,
off.
I mean, you're going to get 15, 20 snaps, 15, 20 snaps. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I think it's a solid 20. You know, at the end of the day, you know, he's here to win the Super Bowl, so they're gonna work him in. When I got traded from the Jets, I actually started the game on Monday Night Football, and they kind of just set a simple package in place. But he's coming to rock and roll. It's Super Bowl era, so I think you'll see him, 15 and 20 snaps. At the end of the day, Ryan, they can tell him one thing: go get the quarterback.
Go get the quarterback. Absolutely, and that's what I mean by 15, 20 snaps. Like put him in there on third down, put him in there on clear passing downs, and see. Just what you have with him. I mean, you kind of know what you have with him, but still put him in there and get him going on passing downs. And then with each week, let him get the chemistry on the defensive line and go from there. But man, this is a big deal. It's a big deal against Za Darius Smith. I think there's a lot of Lions fans that are breathing a little bit easier this morning.
Are you one of them?
About 8 o'clock. Absolutely.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I
mean, look. What Aiden Hutchinson meant to this team is immeasurable. I mean, he had more pressures himself than the team as a whole. So, I mean, that's what you've lost with Aiden Hutchinson. And, again, it's not just the loss of Hutchinson. It's Pascal not being around. It's Davenport not being around. Now, the hope is that you'll get Pascal back. But, again, that's a big loss.
Hey, there's other teams that are cooking too, right? There's Washington thinks they're in this thing. They've got, what are they, 7-2?
And they are.
They're rolling. They went out and got all-pro corner Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints. And they gave up a premium pick. They didn't say what it was yet. Matter of fact, I didn't see it, but it could be as high as a 1, 2, or 3 to get this guy.
I think they had an extra third. I think they had an extra third in the Dotson trade. So I think they had some extra picks to mess around with.
I mean, they're for real.
He's nursing a hamstring, but to your point,
I'm just saying, there's teams out there that are going for it. So when we've been talking about this for all these weeks, you can't sit on your hands. And we heard from Adam Schefter earlier today. It was on the Pat McAfee show. And he basically said the Lions have been working on this. The Browns called them the minute Hutchinson went down and asked if they were interested. And it took to today, which is the trade deadline, and another hour and a half, and said, let's get this thing done. They wanted a 4th round from what I understand, and they gave up a 5th this year and a 6th the following year, and they pick up a 7th, and Cleveland paid most of his salary. They're only on the hook for $600,000.
What's that T-shirt we sell over there at Woodward Sports? F them picks.
Yep.
The Lions don't have a 3rd, 4th, or 5th round in the next year's draft, but do you think anybody's crying about that?
No, not at all, because they're on a different level now. They're one of those elite teams that don't need those picks necessarily. There was another question I had as it relates to this team and Za Darius Smith. It escapes my mind right now.
But again, you talk Braylon.
Oh, I got you.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you talk about this all the time, and I don't think I really paid attention until we first started working together in 21 and 22. You said you never know what tomorrow is. Like, you got to strike while the iron's hot, and you got to go for it now more than ever. You're starting to see teams go for it more and more and more, paying attention to it. Well, what is it about now in the NFL where literally the Washington Commanders are in potentially at least NFC championship race in year 1 under Dan Quinn? How is it happening so fast in the NFL today?
It's very simple. If you have a competent quarterback, if you have a competent head coach and a competent organization, you can get good quickly. And really, the quarterback is capable of hiding a lot of flaws within an organization. And if you look at what Jaden Daniels is doing this year, it's nothing short of spectacular. He is so good. If you look at C.J. Stroud last year, he took a team that won 3 games, I think 3 years in a row. I think they were 3-13, 3 years in a row, and he was able to turn that thing around along with a competent head coach. Head coach, quarterback. I will tell you, show me a game on Sunday. Let me see the quarterback and the head coach, and I'll tell you who's going to win the game 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Quarterback and head coach are the 2 most important aspects of a game on Sunday. And Washington has a really good head coach in Dan Quinn that the players love. I think Dan Quinn is probably as close to a Dan Campbell type impact that there is in the NFL. Dan Quinn, Jim Harbaugh, Dan Campbell, and obviously D'Amico Ryan. What's my guy in there?
D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud. Yeah, D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud.
I mean, just look at that. Coach, quarterback, Campbell, Goff, Harbaugh, Herbert, D'Amico Ryans, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. That's why we talked yesterday, guys, about the Raiders not being able to, the Raiders not trading Max Crosby. What are you hanging on to him for? You got no quarterback. Your coach sucks. Like, what are you doing? You have no business keeping Max Crosby. If you're the Cleveland Browns, why are you keeping Myles Garrett? What has a defensive end with no quarterback ever won in the history of the NFL? I mean, some of these teams just don't understand that you got to get the quarterback right.
They thought they had their quarterback. They thought they had him, and he flamed out, obviously.
They gave up quite a bit for him, too.
Yeah.
Maz, if you watch that kid play, Deshaun, or not a kid, but if you watch Deshaun Watson play, how long does it take for a competent NFL organization to understand that he simply doesn't have it anymore?
I know, but they paid him.
Maybe
I understand that.
10% as long as it took the Cleveland Browns to wake up and realize. A lot less time than it took them to realize.
But I mean, how about Arizona? You look at Arizona, and people feel some way about Kyler Murray, maybe, but I look at the Arizona Cardinals who they pick. Josh McCown. What's his?
Josh Rosenhaus.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
Josh Rosen with a top 10 pick. And then next year they picked Kyler Murray first overall because it didn't take them long to understand that Josh Rosen was not going to lead them to the promise.
Only thing the Cardinals have done right in the last 15 years, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that Kyler Murray is much of anything, to be honest with you.
No, but again, it highlights a point that I'm trying to make. That organizations look at the Seattle Seahawks when Braylon was there. They paid Matt Flynn all that money. They said, you know what? We got this third round pick over here, and Russell Wilson that's pretty darn good.
It's true.
I mean, and what happened there? They won the Super Bowl and got to another one.
100%.
Should have won too. Hey, Steelers made a couple of deals the last couple of minutes. They got Mike Williams from the Jets for a 5th round pick, and then they went and got Green Bay's.
He wasn't going to work with Aaron Rodgers anymore.
No, he was done.
Aaron Rodgers called him out. No.
Then they got linebacker Preston Smith from the Packers. So the Steelers think they're in it. The Steelers are leading that division. So
what's more important than the Steelers making a move is the fact that the Packers are trading away players.
Yeah.
That, to me, is what is kind of weird about this. You're seeing the Bears unloading, and now you're seeing the Packers unloading some players. That means they're sellers. They're not believing in the full picture here. They're not trying to acquire talent.
They understand how large the divide in the NFC North is. And I don't know, there's been a lot of debate over Minnesota, but at this point, we're looking at the tea leaves, and it seems like this is Minnesota behind the Lions, and the Packers really got emotionally dealt with over the weekend.
I completely agree with you, and I think, Stick, you highlight a point that's very important. I was looking around the division. The Bears didn't do anything. The Vikings didn't do anything. And the Green Bay Packers didn't do anything other than give a couple of their players away.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big tell there, right?
Yeah, the Vikings tried to replace Darashaw after he went down, but that was like a week ago. But they're not major buyers right now, and that should tell you everything you need to know about what the division thinks about the Detroit Lions. They're in the driver's seat.
The team in the NFC that I'd be curious to see if they do anything in the next hour. I've not seen any news on them, but it's the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams intrigue me so much because I think when healthy, I don't think they're on the Lions level, but I think they're as good as anybody else in the NFC.
They are.
And I'd be curious to see if they make a move today, because how many more years do you have a shot with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp? Because as long as they're together, I think that you do have a shot. But when healthy, they're as good as anybody in the NFC. not name the Detroit Lions. So I'd be curious to see if the LA Rams make a deal today.
Adam Thielen's name is out there. He's going to go somewhere from the Panthers. He's been on the IR, but he can go. And I think the Chiefs are actually knocking on that door. So you don't know. A guy like him can go fit in and catch plenty of passes. I mean, there's still a lot of talent out there that's going to get moved.
Matt, speaking of the Chiefs, I don't think you can underscore how
I was just about to
the
ask
signing
that.
of DeAndre Hopkins was. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins near the goal line in the red zone is an absolute difference maker. I was watching that game last night. I mean, he didn't even get very much separation, but the way Mahomes is able to thread the needle and the way he's able to haul in anything near him. People forget about DeAndre Hopkins was one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best receiver in the league, certainly a top 4 wideout. And the fact that he's kind of been, forgotten in Tennessee was a mistake, because he makes Kansas City a legitimate 3-peat kind of team.
Ryan, Stig just asked me a question. He was talking about, when you leave a situation like when I was with the Browns, like Za Darius Smith, and you come to a team that's winning, like the Detroit Lions, what's that energy like and what's it like? And I explained to him, when you're giving everything that you have and you're out there giving it all, and you're looking at the guy to the left, you're looking at the guy to the right, he's not giving the same, and it's just not the same energy. You just go through this space. DeAndre Hopkins is the same. He gave everything he had when he was with the Texans. He gave everything he had with the Cardinals and the Titans. You watch the Tennessee Titans games. He was out there still making plays with, I don't even know who the hell his quarterback was. Now you put him in the locker room with Andy Reid, with Patrick Mahomes, where he can see hardware, where he's on the team, where he knows he has a chance. He's going to reinvigorate the Chiefs, and that's what you saw. Travis Kelce came out and said after the game, he said, when you just see him in the locker room, when you see him talking, he said he's positive. He's inviting everybody to have a great experience and time and put everything into it. He's renewed that locker room. They just got dangerous. It's a hell of a point by you.
No doubt. And can I just say one more thing about that game last night? You got to go for 2.
Yep.
You got to go for 2 at the end and try to win that game.
Please.
You got to go for 2.
There's no question that you had to go for 2. What Todd Bowles, as nice a guy as he was, and he was with New York, he was with the Jets, he's just too nice. He looks like he doesn't, looks like he's like in a fog most of the time. Baker Mayfield wants that ball. They drove that ball right down the Chiefs' throats at the end of that game and scored with 17 seconds left. They had him on the run. They should have went for the lead, and it was over.
That's a defensive-minded coach. That's a defensive-minded coach, because in that moment, he did not know what to do. His mindset is telling him, hey, look, get the field goal. Defense will stop him in overtime. We'll get the ball. It don't work like that anymore.
But it's Mahomes. You can't. And once the coin flip was lost, did you see Baker?
I saw that.
He dropped his head down.
Oh, God. But Todd Bowles isn't a new coach. He's not a younger coach. He's not a Leslie Frazier. Todd Bowles is an old coach, stuck in his ways. And he said, you know what, we'll stop him in overtime, blah, blah, blah. That's not what happened.
They never got the damn ball.
No. Ermanni and
go ahead, Anson.
I was just going to say, Ermanni and Edwards, we are talking to Ryan Ermanni here from Fox 2. I got one little last update here in the NFC North. Stud rookie kicker Will Reichard struggled over the weekend, and he has just been put on IR.
With the Vikings.
That's right.
That's it. The kid from Alabama. Ryan, what's the election going to look like tonight? How late do we got to wait up?
I mean, I think you'll be waiting
2
all
days.
night. I mean, you'll be waiting all night. I think you'll have a pretty good idea after tonight, though. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be several days. I mean, maybe it won't officially be called. I don't know. It's so close. It's razor thin. The crazy part about the election, guys, is how they count votes. In Michigan.
And this isn't even in the state. This is not even statewide. This is citywide and countywide. In Michigan, in Detroit, you were able to start counting votes. Warren didn't start counting votes until 8 a.m. this morning. In Pennsylvania, they didn't count any votes until today. So it may be 4 days before you have a count in Pennsylvania. So not only is there no uniform situation in the way they count the votes in the country.
Yeah.
There's no uniform way they count votes in the state. And so that is why so many people are sitting there saying, well, it's going to take 4 days, it's going to take 5 days, it's going to take a week, it's going to take this long or that long, because everybody counts the votes differently,
yes,
in terms of when they start counting the votes.
Bedlam.
Have a good night tonight, man.
I'll be up all night, be back with you 4 a.m. tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
I shoot you some funny texts, man. Keep a smile on your face, man. We love
Hey,
you,
man,
brother.
You know what? I saw, and I talked about this on the Fox 2 stream show that I was doing. We have a great resource here, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, the people expert. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her.
Yeah.
But she's, a counselor, somebody that does a lot of in the mental health space. And I was talking to her in the 1 o'clock hour when I was on, and we were talking about how don't lose any friends over a political election. You know what I mean? Like,
well said.
Don't lose family members over a political. We are so polarized now. Just last night, I heard representatives on each party, and I'm not even going to say their names because I don't even want to, but a representative on the left and a representative on the right saying if their side loses, we'll never have another election. And it's just like people hear that, and the polarization that is created is incredible. And regardless if your side wins, whoever side wins, the sun is going to shine tomorrow. And be present with the ones in front of you, and don't lose any friendships over a presidential election.
Amen.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, man.
Turn the news off and turn on Woodward Sports. Let's go.
There you go.
But we are always available on Fox 2 as well.
Yeah, don't turn Ryan Ermanni on Fox 2.
Hey, what's going on with I see the office. I see you have the 4 major sports. You got the big house in there somewhere?
This is actually the big house is on this wall over here.
Oh, I was just making sure. I was like, all right, hold up.
This computer I can't turn because it's
I got
locked
you.
in, but I got it on this wall. This is on the big house is on its own wall over here.
We don't need to see it.
That makes sense. That's all.
Over here, I've got all my
kids.
This is all my kids stuff.
Okay, little family stuff over there. All right, I like it.
You got the snow game, don't you?
You got the snow game.
You got the Ohio State snow game, don't you?
Yeah, that is the 35-21 game, 2003.
Oh,
that's not the one.
I know about that game.
Yeah, that's the 2003 game.
I know about that one.
Yeah.
It stole the touchdown from me, man. Cheaters.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll let you go. Love you too. Get you out of here.
You got it.
He is Ryan Ermanni, and you know him well. Always good to talk to Ryan. Before we go to a break, I got the jams going. I feel like I'm at the club.
Yeah, I got numbers on Za Darius Smith.
Braylon Edwards.
Turn it up.
If Za Darius Smith doesn't work out with the Lions, and he will, they can cut him next year with zero cap implications. If they re-sign him, he would only count $5.4 million against the cap. That's a bargain.
Yeah, this was a hell of a deal all the way around. That's why it took Brad Holmes so long. He wanted to make sure that the deal was done for the right person, but not only that, for the right price. I want to tap into something that Ryan said, a question that he asked. Can he be the man? I think that is a great question. Can he be the man? And I think I have an answer. The answer is yes, but he doesn't need to have to be Aiden Hutchinson. He doesn't need to have to be Max Crosby or Myles Garrett, the guys that a lot of people wanted. They want him to go out and spend the 3 picks in the whole 9 yards. All he has to do is play football the way he knows, because I promise you, when I turn on the tape, that defense for the Lions is getting better. Mm-hmm. They're getting guys back. Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader in the middle are playing very stout football. Jack Campbell, we just talked about him. He's a silent assassin. You don't mention him, but guess what? Here's 13 tackles, including special teams work. Alex Anzalone starting to come back off that concussion. He's the guy again, baby Thor. And then you see the secondary getting better. He won't have to be this mythical player. All he'll have to do is be the guy that we paid where we didn't have to pay much to get. Be that guy, because the team is getting better. And I think Aaron Glenn's finally showing you what we talked about, because they gave him a lot of credit last year. A lot of the players said, what about Aaron Glenn's around the league? Say he's the best coordinator in the league. And we were trying to, okay, I see it getting better, but best, Now we're starting to see what those players saw.
He's winning without. He's winning without his best.
100%. He can be the man because we're not asking him to be the defensive player of the year. We just asked him to be Za Darius Smith.
Yeah, listen, Tennessee has got 3 guys that Diana Rossini.
Arden Key is one of them.
Arden Key is one of them. Diana Rossini says Tennessee's getting a lot of calls. Ready? Jeffrey Simmons, Arden Key, Sebastian Joseph Day. Those are names. Those are 3 big defensive guys that the Titans, who are, they're cooked. Why not? Why not? You just saw them 2 weeks ago. Arden Key was a terror in the first quarter, if you remember.
Two sacks.
Yeah, in the first freaking quarter. The Lions might not be done.
Braylon, you asked whether he can be the guy here.
Yeah.
You and Ryan broke down the history of this guy's career in the NFL, all of his different stops. Timing is everything. And this guy is not overshadowed by another big end on the other side. As you detailed, he's got a defense on the linebacking level. He's got plenty of guys inside on the defensive line, and one of the best developing secondaries that we see in the league.
True.
This guy is being welcomed. He's wanted. He's not being unsigned and having to find a new place. This guy might be coming home. This guy is going to be here next year, and it might be just the exact thing he's been waiting for to really show what he can do. Hey, 5 sacks through this many games, we could see. Oh, hey, I love that.
Don't forget about the 26 pressures already. Time, look, do we want to reset and take a break?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that, man. We had Ryan on. Let's take a break. Let's reset. Let's get a message, pay some bills. How about KDK Law, my man Anson?
Man, they got your back. Because if you're dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or any other family law issues, you have got to give Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law right here in Birmingham a call, all right? These guys got your back. Like I said, they've got 10-plus years of experience and that ever-important 24/7 availability. Right there above my head, scan that QR code and give them a call at 248-971-0476. And make sure that you mentioned Woodward Sports sent you, because they will take care of that filing fee for you. KDK Law, they got your back.
Drinking over there, Anson.
Ooh, man. That's Sabbath, baby. Let's go.
You must be fueling your Lions fandom with the perfect cup of Sabbath coffee from Sabbath Coffee Roasters. That's looks like what you're doing over there, and you can do that as well. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 right off the top. Give Mark White and the team a call today. 248-290-8242. Hit him up online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242, to make your dreams come true.
You know what's awesome? Lady Jane's $20 haircut special. It includes a scalp massage, a hot lather neck shave, and that hot towel treatment from one of their amazingly talented stylists. You can walk into a Lady Jane's today or all 7 days of the week. Take advantage of that $20 haircut special. Make sure you just scan that code. It's over there in the other corner. All right. Get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men. Once again, they're open 7 days a week. They always welcome walk-ins. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men. It's wicked awesome.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. You know, head coach for Gonzaga, as we welcome you back in on the second hour of the show. Reminding that was for Mass, but it's Wednesday. My guy Anson Wells at the desk. Mark Self is the head coach from Gonzaga, right? He put his son in the game to try to get his son some minutes. They were winning by 30. 10 seconds into the game, his son got
another grown man's parts on his neck.
He caught a poster in 10 seconds, 100% stick. I'm like, Coach, man, how you gonna put your son in and get dunked on? I thought it was very funny. But as you know, we talked to Za Darius Smith. He's here, he's there. But there are other guys that are back with the team. That is your man, Jamison Williams. J-Mo is back. Here's Dan Campbell on Jay's return.
You know, he's been here. I mean, so he couldn't be out there in practice, but he was here training. We had him running. You know, he's in the meetings, all of that. So he's really been here. And honestly, we're throwing him back in there. I mean, he's gone. You know, let's go. So we're going to kick him out there with the offense and get him going, man. And I expect him to be ready to roll.
You gotta love that. We're just gonna kick him out there.
Free J-Mo, baby. Free J-Mo.
Do you think he has a big game this week against Houston, or do you think they do the usual, just to hear a couple of plays here and there with him?
2 touchdowns. He's coming out. Absolutely, they're going to feature him, I think.
I think it's a big game, you know, as featured. I think there's be some plays for him, 100%, because he's been around. You know, this isn't a situation where, you know, he's missed 6 weeks, he's missed 8 weeks, he's got to get back acclimated to what they're doing. Like, he just was playing, you know, 3 weeks ago. He just was playing in the offseason training camp with them. So I think he's good. I think he's waxing and rolling. Also, too, what did the Lions do? They got his confidence level to where it was at, to where he understood the game, to where he was playing. He wasn't thinking about a lot. He had one drop that we didn't like. Outside of that, he was making the plays that matter. He was doing what he was supposed to be doing. He was blocking and all the things. They want to get him back to that fast. Somebody like that, the mind is, not the mind, I don't want to disrespect him, but it's fragile. That window is fragile. You get him back to that comfort level, you want to see him rocking and rolling. So to your point, they do get him involved early and often.
Could there have been a better 2 games for him to be suspended?
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
It was a layup against Tennessee. Didn't need him. That just would have been overkill, throwing J-Mo on that offense. And then it's a rain game with 43-mile-an-hour winds.
Great
You're
points.
not going deep to J-Mo in that game. He didn't need to take the top off the
Didn't
defense.
even notice he was gone.
Exactly. And it's so, like, you hate that he got suspended, but the timing could not have worked out. Now they get to go to Houston. It's a racetrack down there.
Yeah.
J-Mo time, baby.
Yeah,
J-Mo!
And to both of your guys' points, if you're J-Mo and you see the offense just clicking on all cylinders when you're not on the field, as a coach, I want to make sure this kid doesn't feel forgotten. I want him to come out and, like you said, get that confidence that he might have lost over 2 weeks back immediately on Sunday night.
For people in the chat, Cartier saying get J-Mo a security guard. J-Mo has a security guard, rolls with him all the time.
His brother?
No, it's not his brother. He's got a different security guard. I know somebody in his inner circle that was telling me all about it. Like, people worried about J-Mo. You ain't got to be worried about J-Mo. He got security around him 24/7.
They let him carry the gun.
Is that a World Series MVP that just walked in behind you?
It definitely is, and Kirk Gibson. Shout out to
baby.
Gibby.
Give it there.
He actually waved, so yeah, shout out to him. Super cool dude. He'll be good. I think this is one of those situations where the conversation is a lot different when you're sitting in the office with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, when you're sitting there as a repeat offender, if you will, because Anson, you've gone on record and you said, and that's exactly what it is. This is a repeat offender from different events, no matter how small or how you can make an excuse for it. They are still things that happen. When you're sitting in the office this time around, when you're sitting in that office, the conversation looks a lot different. Unfortunately, I've been in those offices. I've had those conversations, and when people are talking to you, it's a little different at this point.
And I feel a lot of head coaches and just organizations in general would probably penalize him on his return. You know, maybe make him sit the first half or not really integrate him into the offense. I just think that these guys are completely different from that. And I think they understand that this is a young man with an ego like anybody has. And you can either kind of shelf him and add to that issue, or you can just get him right back in there. Hey, dog, we missed you. Eat. Go and eat.
Did you see the stat between Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I was going to go, yeah.
No,
go.
Jared Goff.
They've completed their last 30 pass attempts without an incompletion.
Slot merchant.
Can I add to that?
30 in a row.
29 touchdowns to 23 incompletions. That's insanity over the last 6 games.
Yeah, but this
insanity.
Yeah, Amon-Ra and Jared Goff have a special relationship.
Wow.
You know, they have a really special relationship. We watched it. You know, you watch these relationships in sport and football all the time, wide receiver to quarterback, and it's been some good ones, whether it was Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. You know, you go down the list of players, shoot Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson to the beginning of his career. But no one's ever done this. No one's ever had the streak that they've had, man. Their chemistry is in sync and
impeccable.
And it's perfect timing because I feel like they both came in 2021. They both had chips on their shoulder. Jared Goff had been cast away, cast aside. So now you see where his mental is at. And then you get a player in Amon-Ra St. Brown who thought he should be drafted way higher than the 4th round. And once they get together, you put that energy together. You put that consistent energy together. They don't want to let either one down. They don't want to let either one of them down, and they damn sure don't want to let down the Detroit Lions. That's how you get a streak like this. Here's Dan Campbell talking about Saint, as he likes to call him.
Yeah.
Well, I think some of that, man, there were so many things in 21 that we had to work through collectively. You know, it was more than, some of it was, just Saint himself. You know, he's a young player. Things that work for you in college don't work for you in the pros, and there was a little bit of growing pain, and some of the things that, man, he got significantly better every week. Like, he just continued to grow, and there was a point there it's like, we have to get this guy the ball. And really, all along, Goff was saying, like, this guy is going to be a good player. This guy can win. This guy. So he knew that early. And so then it was about just giving him opportunities as he continued to grow. And once that connection started, it just has not gone away. And, he's got a lot of faith and trust in that player. Because I said last night, I mean, he is going to create separation. He's going to win. He will win his one-on-one. And he's a reliable, consistent player. And I just bring this up again. the amount of dirty work this guy does. He had no mentals yesterday, and what he does in the run game, I think, gets overlooked. And we're not even talking about all the production of pass game. You know, that's why he's here. But, I mean, this guy does it all. And, I mean, we're fortunate to have him.
He's the friendliest target I've ever thrown to, and I'm lucky to play with him. And, you know, I hope to play with him for quite some time. And he's a hard worker. He does everything right. I love him.
That may sound funny, but, you know, temperament is a lot for a quarterback. You know, some quarterbacks, they can handle the guys that are loud and crazy and want the ball and, you know, they go a little extra. And some just want guys that are chill. Jared Goff's a super chill guy. He's a California cat. He wants it, and that's the same thing in USC is with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Great relationship.
I just love how Detroit Saint has become. No high fives for Packer fans.
Is it just me, or do you think of Hardball every time that he says Saint? Like every time that Dan Campbell says, I think the movie Hardball. Not Hardball. That's G-Money.
Just say, what movie is Hardball?
With Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves has to do community service, and he's coaching the baseball team. And then G-Baby dies.
I do remember that.
That's
the better Keanu Reeves sports movie is Replacements.
Replacements.
That's classic.
That's the best one is Replacements.
Yeah.
Guys, can I throw something in about the Lions, if I may, real quick?
Pete, you're not allowed to talk today. Sorry.
You have to.
Extra point, Pete.
Turn your mic off.
The Lions right now, for us degenerates out there, are 7-1 against the spread right now so far this season. So they equal the record. Also against the spread on the road this season. Actually, in the last 2 years, against the spread, the Lions have not covered only 3 times. Basically, they are a guarantee on the road against the spread. The Lions are proving it not only in the record books, but also to the gamblers as well.
Well, you know what? They can play anywhere, according to you. So let's hear Dan Campbell talk about playing anywhere.
Well, I think some of that, man, there were so many things in 21 that we had to work through collectively. You know, it was more than, you know, some of it was, you know, just saying himself, you know, he's a young player. Things that work for you in college don't work for you in the pros, and there was a little bit of growing pain, and some of the things that, man, he got significantly better every week. Like, he just continued to grow, and there was a point there it's like, we have to get this guy the ball. And really, all along, Goff was saying, like, this guy is going to be a good player. This guy can win. This guy. So he knew that early. And so then it was about just giving him opportunities as he continued to grow. And once that connection started, it just has not gone away. And, you know, he's got a lot of faith and trust in that player. Because I said last night, I mean, he is going to create separation. He's going to win. He will win his one-on-one. And he's a reliable, consistent player. And I just bring this up.
You get the gist of it. Amon-Ra St. Brown is having another one of those seasons. I think he's on something now, 7 games in a row. He scored a touchdown. He just continues to get better and better and better. Remember what we talked about early on in the season where we said, you know, it was, Jameson Williams, the Rams game, Jameson Williams, the Bucks game. He's catching touchdowns. Now they've forgotten about Amon-Ra St. Brown. All that time, say, hey, just relax. So Amon-Ra is a football player. He's going to find a way, and Jared Goff knows who his guy is. It's going to take a second to settle in. And now that they have Amon-Ra St. Brown scores every week, they find a way. And he's always open, does the things he's supposed to be doing.
2 things I do when I start my parlay. Anytime touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Smart.
Anytime touchdown, Monty. I mean, who the hell do you defend?
Yeah, switching
on
now.
This team?
It's Gibbs now.
Yeah, well, it's all 3 to be honest with you. But who the hell do you defend on this team? Because we wonder where Laporta is, and then he shows up when you need him. You know, Amon-Ra, like you said, disappeared week 1. You add a Tim Patrick, now you got Amon-Ra back in the slot. Oh, wait, Khalif Raymond? I mean, this team is the new greatest show on turf. Adding Z today, this defense, you add one more guy, you know they're probably going to sign some guys off some trash heaps. It's next man up on both sides of the ball. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
James Houston in that, and I can't think of the guy's name from the practice squad that played last week.
Isaiah Williams?
Isaiah Thomas?
No, he was it was another practice squad guy. I forgot his name. If I heard it, I would know it, but I don't want. They were last and next to last on Pro Football Focus's grades last week on rushing the passer and just being on that defensive line. So I don't think Houston's going to be the answer, and neither is the guy that they got off the trash heap. And I'll come up with his name, but it just didn't work out for those two guys. So, yeah, it would be great if they can knock on the door for Tennessee and maybe get Arden Key and maybe give up a 7th-round pick for him or another 6th-round pick in 2 years. Whatever it takes, man. This is your time. This is your window. And just for Saint for a second, 4th and 5 from the 5-yard line, and they're throwing a fade in the corner of the end zone. That's how much in sync that Goff and Saint are. I mean, 4th and 5, and you're
4th and
going
2.5. They got the penalty. Remember, they took it to 2.5. But
yes.
no, there was another play. I think it was 3 weeks ago when Amon-Ra St. Brown
on the right side,
and they broke it down to the right side where he's looking up like he's catching the fade because of the timing, but he knows that's going to be back shoulder, and he turns real quick. And as a defender, it's
amazing.
It's impossible when a quarterback and a wide receiver share the same brain.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%, because the defensive back is reactionary. He's reacting to all the things that the wide receiver does. He can't necessarily see the quarterback and the wide receiver, so he's taking his cues on what's about to happen from the wide receiver's eyes, from the wide receiver's hands. That's why some of the great ones.
Randy Moss was
I was
the
just
best
about
at
to
it.
say Randy Moss and Marvin Harrison were the best 2 wide receivers ever as related to late hands. A lot of times guys get to doing this, and then that's when the DB knows, okay, here it comes. But you see Randy Moss, la, 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 la. Boom, last second. By that time, you can't do anything. Your mind is gone. And then when you're doing this, 84 is going in the end zone. But
that was always what was so impressive about Randy
100%.
Moss. It didn't even look like the ball was coming. He just, boom, touchdown on
it
you.
was so easy to him, and I saw him. And this is no lie.
Yeah, we got Terry.
I was just going to say the same damn thing, Maz. I swear.
All right.
Number 20, you talking about the legendary kick returner / DB? Stop it. But when I was playing in New York, this would have been 2010. We played week 1. We played the Patriots. Week 2, we played the Patriots. Randy Moss, post route, one hand on Darrell Revis. This is Revis Island, by the way. One hand, catch right here, in the end zone, scores a touchdown. He gets let go by the Patriots, picked up by the Vikings. 2 weeks later, we're playing the Vikings on Monday Night Football. Guess what happens? The same exact play, the same exact thing. He caught it with one hand. The funny thing about it, to your point, Randy always has the option of 2. But Randy's like, it's the game was too easy for him. That's why he's number 1 of all time.
He was something
to me.
He was something, man.
To me, but somebody else I want to talk about. You were talking about the defensive side of the ball, and we bring him up all the time. The quiet assassin, the guy that you just blink. He's got 13 tackles. He's making it happen. He's getting better and better and better, including maybe shutting me up. Not yet, but here's Dan Campbell on Jack Campbell's play.
Sometimes you forget that he's a young player. At least maybe I fall into that trap at times, and so he's still growing. He's still growing. He's still learning. He's still developing. And that's what you're seeing, a player who's continuing to get better. And the more he learns, the more he plays, the faster he plays, right? Because he can see it that much faster. And he's a finisher, I mean, he is snap the whistle. He's all out. He's a violent player. And he does the same thing on teams. He doesn't bat an eye. He plays all those snaps on defense and special teams like he's in it, man. He's into the game plan. He's going to go and give what he's got on special teams. So he just continues to get better.
Maz, in 2023, when Jack Campbell was drafted, a lot of people
walked out?
Well, I walked out 100%. I just thought that a middle linebacker that was 6'5" in this era, side to side, different than the Fred Warners, you will, different than Roquan Smith, just look like a different linebacker. How big will this be for Brad Holmes' resume if this hits? Because when we go back to that class, all last year in this offseason, what were we saying? Man, Jahmyr Gibbs, man, Sam Laporta. You look at, well, now you add Jack Campbell. How big would that be for Brad Holmes and his resume?
Before I answer that, Pete, I want to ask you on a side here. Do you have that Matt Taiteo?
Getting it for you. I'll be there in a second.
Okay, because I want to use
with his girlfriend.
You got his girlfriend.
I have to say.
That's why I couldn't find it. It's invisible.
I want to use it
National
when I'm
treasure.
answering this question. Brad Holmes' favorite day of the year, besides Super Bowl Sunday eventually, because that's going to be his favorite day of the year, is the draft. It is. That's why he doesn't like to go out and make these trades. He does not want to give up his kids, his picks. Remember, and I was with my cousin this weekend. She had to rent a car, so we went to Enterprise. and we're there, and I told the girl at the counter, "Do you know the Lions general manager, Brad Holmes, used to be in your seat?" And she was like, "Really? Wow." I talked about it and everything. This guy is amazing. He goes to the Rams. He learns under Les Snead. He learns with that Rams brass. Jeff Fisher, all of those guys. And he becomes a guy that knows the talent, goes around to the Senior Bowl, goes with the scouts, super scout. So he goes around, and here he is now with the Lions, and he is within 3 years now, put them on a Super Bowl. They're right there. The exit says Super Bowl. They're ready to exit. Here's Manti Te'o today on Sirius Satellite Radio, NFL Network, talking about Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. You know, that's been the thing since he's taken over as a general manager for the Detroit Lions in 2021, I believe it was. He's always been questioned. He was questioned in the 2023 draft when he drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and all of those guys. And his first 4 draft picks in that draft class, all Pro Bowl, all pro players. He's been questioned every step of the way. But this is, I think, from now, everybody, I think we should all agree that Brad Holmes, the general manager for the Detroit Lions, knows what he's doing when it comes to structuring and creating a team. And that pick and that signing of Smith to get some pressure on the other side where Aiden Hutchinson was, that's such a big pick, especially for trading away what he traded away, or I should say more importantly, not trading away the things that he didn't need to trade, and adding a good piece, a productive piece to a team that right now is looking like the best team in the NFL, regardless of record, in my opinion. So I like that pickup, and it's just going to add to the best show on TV on Sundays, on Thursday and Monday Night Football in the Detroit Lions.
Thing hearing from Manti Te'o about the Lions situation, but was that background fake? Was it fake background?
It could be.
I was just kidding. You know everything about Manti. I can't help myself.
Hey, get off his back.
Catfishing location.
Did you see his girlfriend in the video?
Hey, get off his back.
I was resisting from going there. I'm so glad you did.
That's where they went on their honeymoon, Braylon. How dare you?
You leave him alone.
Listen, what he just broke down. Yeah. Since they've been here, this regime has had 11 picks in the first 2 rounds. Okay? Zach Pascal, we could talk about Josh, sorry, I always do that. Josh Pascal, we could talk about maybe being a miss, but we miss him right now in this lineup. Jack Campbell is the only other guy out of those 11 that you can even question. Now, admittedly, when he came to this team last year, he was overwhelmed. He was kind of shell-shocked. But his cerebral ability as a middle linebacker and his physical ability, these guys saw it. And the 2 things we know, we've talked about it already, these guys know how to draft, but more importantly, they know how to develop. And I know that there were some people crying about him, but we talked about it at the beginning of the season, Bray. You and I, we were saying that this is the dark horse on the defensive side. J-Mo on the offensive. If both of these guys come and play, this team is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, 100%. And they're a Super Bowl team because of the efforts at running back of Jahmyr Gibbs as well as David Montgomery. You know who we love? We love Baldy's breakdowns.
Yes,
Brian Baldinger is back at it again. Here's Baldy breaking down the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown.
This is 4th and 1 at Green Bay's 16-yard line. The Packers are on a 5-man defensive line. Got a middle linebacker, and there's the safety, Xavier McKinney. And they're going to blitz this on 4th and 1. I don't know if they're both supposed to come through the same gap. Zeitler, the right guard, sees it. He's already alerted Gibbs to it. So when you got Penei Sewell, all you do is you just cave in one side. The free safety is on a blitz. Laporta picks up a block, and Jahmyr Gibbs goes to hit his head on the goalpost. I mean, sometimes when you blitz, you get the bull, and sometimes the bull gets you.
And sometimes when you watch running back highlights, whether it's Gibbs or Montgomery, it's the fault of the running back, and sometimes it's just great blocking, man. This is what it talks about to be a complete team. You've seen how Penei Sewell crashed down in the line. There was no safety there. There was no line there. And Sam Laporta, not just a wide receiving tight end, also knows how to block. When you get like that, man, this is winning football. This is what it looks like.
I take exception to him getting the quote wrong, though. Sometimes you get the bull,
horn,
sometimes the bull gets you. No, sometimes you get the bull, sometimes you get the horn. With Penei Sewell, you always getting the horn.
That's right.
Ain't lying about that. Another guy you always get the horns from is Dave Montgomery. Again, he gets a game ball at the end of the game. See, game balls, a lot of times fans don't understand what the balls mean. Pause. Like you look at you look at the stats. 73 yards. He didn't have a touchdown. How is he? Why did he get a game ball? Because he does the intangibles. He does the things that you're supposed to do. He blocks. He picks up the blitz. He catches out of the backfield. This is a guy that, I'm supposed to be the bruiser. Catches out of the backfield as well. Dave Montgomery by Baldy.
So the Honolulu Blues got the ball back with 3:49 in the fourth quarter, up 24-14. All they did was give the ball to David Montgomery 5 plays in a row because of his ability just to make people miss and run through tackles. Contact balance, like right here. Like he just steps over 2 defenders, breaks a tackle, carries some defenders, picks up 12 yards and a first down. All right, you get one more first down. One more first down, and they could just take the victory formation. Here it is, just a check down to Montgomery. All he does, every time he touches the ball, is make people miss. I don't know. He only has 100 carries on the year or so. I don't know if he leads the league in broken tackles, missed tackles. Just made 2 linebackers miss there. Made another one miss there. Probably could have scored if he wanted to right there. But it was better just to slide into second base and let Jared Goff take 3 victory formations for the Lions' 7th win of the year. He's a mutter, and he's a closer, David Montgomery.
I know he may have messed up your parlays on that because a lot of people had Dave Montgomery to score, but that's winning football right there. You go inside, you slide, you don't get hit, you don't take unnecessary contact, and you end the game. Chicago Bears, we in Detroit, we say thank you.
Thank you.
We say thank you.
What didn't they see in him?
It's the Bears. It's the Bears.
There's another part of this equation we got to thank. Jamal Williams and his agent.
That's right. This is
because
true.
they made an offer.
Do you remember the tears in Detroit after that?
They told him what they were going to give him.
They
gave him time. He took too much time, and then they went and got Montgomery. So if they would just accept
19 touchdowns.
Stick, how many touchdowns does he have since he left Detroit?
2.
Yeah.
I would have said 0.
I thought it was 1.
He had 1 last year.
And he had 1 this year.
Yeah. So I mean, there's another thing where sometimes luck just kind of works out for you because I think we all wanted Swaggy back.
Yeah.
Like he set the record for touchdowns. But then you see, all right, you want to play hardball? Okay, come on, D-Mont. And especially because it's a division rivalry, stole him from 2. Like, Chicago is in shambles.
And take Swift back instead.
Yeah, here's take our old chick. We're stealing your new chick.
I swear, I want Dave Montgomery to have 200 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Bears in Chicago.
No doubt, baby.
Like, I just want it to be a net. The game last year, was it last year before when I said, hey, come on now, Ben Johnson, just go up here, call us. And it was last year. Go up there and give the ball to Dave Montgomery the whole game. The whole game. Sometimes you do stuff like that.
You saw what's going on in Chicago, like DJ Moore stepping off the field mid-play.
Yeah.
And nobody talking to Caleb after he comes off the field.
Caleb's not a winner.
Listen, if that guy hasn't already been broken by the NFL, the Lions are going to put them over their knee and absolutely crush Caleb Williams' spirit.
Well, there's somebody that's definitely looking forward to playing against Caleb Williams, and that's Detroit Lions safety Kirby Joseph is having an amazing season. Baldy breaking down Kirby Joseph.
So the Honolulu Blues got the ball back with 3:49 in the fourth quarter, up 24-14. All they did was give the ball to David Montgomery 5 plays in a row because of his ability just to make people miss and run through tackles. Contact balance, like right here. Like he just steps over 2 defenders, breaks a tackle.
This isn't Kirby Joseph.
Carries some defenders, picks up 12 yards and a first down. All right, you get one more first down. One more first down, and they could just take the victory formation.
We apologize. You did see that one already. We had the clips mixed up. But at the end of the day, we can talk about it. We don't need to see the highlights. Kirby Joseph is just starting to play on a different level. He's starting to understand the game. And what happens with these players, Maz and Anson, is once you believe in the coaching that you're receiving, once you start to say, all right, and let me stop goofing off, let me stop trying to play the game my way, and let me play the game coach or my tutor or my, then you just start to see it differently. I think that happened for me year 3. First 2 years, I'm trying to go out there and do what I know how to do for Michigan. I'm trying to go out there and just do it my own way. You know, I don't have to necessarily do it exactly like this. It's going to work. I'm going to have success. And you don't have that success that you want. But when you start to listen to the coaches, when you start to get the right depth, when you start to, right on the right shoulder, things of that nature, you start to evolve. And I think that's what's happening to Kirby Joseph this year. Now we have the clip, Kirby Joseph by Baldy.
Let's look at this play. 2nd and 2, all right, at the Green Bay 38-yard line. There's 42 seconds to go in the half. At free safety is Brandon Joseph. Kirby Joseph, normally the free safety is here. But Brian Branch just got disqualified for a hit to the head. So Kirby Joseph is probably in Brian's spot right here. So here he is hovering around the line of scrimmage, and he comes. All right? So you've got a Mike safety blitz right here. Jordan Loves gets time, decent protection, but now he's feeling flushed. Now he's feeling pressure. And I don't know, he's trying to get the ball to Josh Jacobs. And there's Kirby Joseph jumping up right in front of the pass, and he takes it back for a house call at Lambeau Field. Does he do the Lambeau leap? It's his 6th interception of the season. He's got 14 interceptions in the last 2.5 years. No safety has more. I'm pretty sure of it without fact-checking it. But does he go up and do the leap? He's being careful.
6 interceptions in 8 games is wild. 6 interceptions in 8 games is wild, and there's 3 games in a row with interception. Look, let's take a quick commercial break. Let's get us to the 3:30 minute, and we'll start with getting a message in from the pregame stick.
Hey, the pregame show. We're switching it up this week. We're doing it live from Hayes Social. Neil Rule, Sean Baldinger are going to be out there 6:30 to 8:30, and then that leads right into the watch party and the postgame show. But the pregame show is where it's at. Hayes Social this week, 6:30 to 8:30, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee, Tullamore Dew, and, of course, New Holland.
It's that time, guys. This Friday it starts. Have you ever thought about volunteering but you didn't know where to start? Well, I'm telling you where to go. Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com. You have an option to choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site, or you can participate in a virtual bell ringing shift right from home. You could do that right away and start making money. If you do the traditional way, you have to start this Friday, November the 7th. Runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. Check it out, guys. For volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Signature wings now at Soroki's. Now, we know they're known for the crispy chicken and the pizza, but those signature wings are fire. Lemon pepper is the best flavor. 7, they have buffalo teriyaki mild. They got some wings for you, man. I'm telling you, you got to try them out. Football season wings, they go hand in hand. But once again, they do have the fallback. You can go to that crispy chicken, which is originally dope. Then the pizza, fountain soda, and fresh salads and sides. Look, and don't forget about those, or Anson to kill me. It's the honey biscuits.
Thank you.
You got to get to Soroki's, where real fans' favorite. You see the purple shirt, you see the guns, there it is. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you. Because they got fitness that fits into your budget, so come on, pull up. They also have trainers for every membership that you get. And also, the gyms are clean. There's no judgment. Planet Fitness is the place for you, because Planet Fitness is the place for me. Boom. Welcome back in. Maz, you say you have a little bit more of the NFL news, so let's take it back over to Tom Mazaway and get some of that news.
All right, guys. Hey, good news for NFL fans that watch NFL football and do not want to see the Jets anymore. Because the NFL did us a favor. In Week 11, they flexed the Colts Jets off of Sunday Night Football, but they gave us a so-so game, but I'll watch it. Chargers and Bengals take the Sunday night game for that week number 11. So we want to see the Jets and Colts.
3 years ago, this would have been a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, you didn't watch 2 quarterbacks at over 5,000.
Yep.
Now you got one quarterback that has 2 touchdowns passing all season.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah,
hey,
but it's Harbs. You get to see Harbs.
It's better than nothing, right?
I'll take it.
Hey, the NFL Network, everyone does power rankings, but I'll give you the NFL Network's top 5. Guess who's number 1? You think the undefeated Chiefs are number 1? No, they're not. It's your Detroit Lions on the number 1 spot. I like it. And you heard Matt Teo earlier from NFL Network, from Sirius Satellite. And he says, regardless of the record, the Lions are the best team in football. Rich Eisen on his show. Same thing. It's a rare thing where Michigan fans can actually say, hey, we have the best team in the NFL. I know it's only week 9, but we do. There you go.
I think Detroit Lions, they've been flirting with the best team for the last 3 weeks, and I think the reason why I couldn't put them over the top is because they still didn't have that pass rusher. You still didn't know what was going to happen on the outside, and they still had Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. I mean, hey, you saw what happened last night. Yet again, Patrick Mahomes, here's another ankle injury here. Here's another situation, and all he does is get the overtime and win in overtime, so that guy is special. But now that you add Za Darius Smith, now that you add that element, and you're watching, sometimes you got to trust what you see out of a team. The Detroit Lions can win in any way. The defense is getting better, which is scary. Players are coming back, which is even scarier. And the offense is in a groove like no other, featuring 2 running backs, Sonic and Knuckles, that they just get it done.
Yeah, I think that if you're in the locker room and you just flat out say, hey, we're the best. We're the best in the league.
Prove it.
Exactly. Dan Campbell might throw you out the locker room, all right? These guys attack it one game at a time, and they know that there is a team out there who's undefeated, who is a back-to-back Super Bowl champion seeking their three-peat. And if you were there for the post-game show, you might have seen me and Mr. Stick tangle, so I'm sure he'll follow me up on this one. But listen, guys, I like being a little under the radar, pounding our chests and saying we're the best in the NFL when we don't have an NFC championship, a Super Bowl appearance, and the one team that's undefeated is back-to-back champs. We're right there. But I'm just not going to say we're better until we win that damn Super Bowl ring.
Or get
Stick,
there.
Let's go to you.
Yeah, and that's cute. You can live in the past, but new year, new team. You can talk about last year's teams. It's not even the same damn team. You look at the defense, totally rebuilt. You look at losing your favorite player and your best player on your defensive side. 3.5 games in, didn't matter. So, like, yeah, it's cute. Yeah, Kansas City. But my eyeballs are telling me that when the Detroit Lions step on a field, they are the best team in the NFL, on the planet, in the galaxy, in the entire existence of humankind. This Detroit Lions football team is by far the best, and they just got better today.
19-1 type good?
That's what they have to go to win a Super Bowl. And listen, you're laughing now, but yesterday I told these gentlemen here that I was just so happy to share a room with like-minded individuals like Braylon Edwards, like Ryan Ermanni, like Maz, because Braylon's an NFL player. So as much as me and you want to talk as fans, Braylon's been in the locker room. Braylon sees what teams are, what they aren't, and what they can be a lot clearer than me and you, and I'll fully admit that. And when Braylon says they're capable of going 16-1, I got to side with my man in purple.
I think there are two different situations right now. I think there's such thing as who's the best team right now and what we're talking about, and what team will you put your money on if they had to play today in that Super Bowl. Now, if you want to go that route, then Anson, I agree with you. You got to put your money on the guy that's been there, the guy that's got 3 rings, the guy that knows how to get it done, whether it's injury, whether it's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, free agent wide receiver, you have to go there. But currently, week 9 in the NFL, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL, even with what I saw last night. Because that Buccaneers team that they almost lost to, they're out 3 of their best players. 2 of them might be in the Hall of Fame. So I'm just calling it like I see it.
I feel you on that. Let me ask you this. It's early February.
Yep.
We're in New Orleans. Lions, Chiefs.
Yep.
What is the line?
3 Chiefs.
They're getting it.
No, they're giving.
They're giving. Okay.
Chiefs are giving.
Yeah.
And that's the most the Lions will get from any team is 3 points.
I need to hear a stick on this one.
To
you already know.
quote the great Dan Campbell, I don't care who we're playing.
Doesn't matter if you have 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
And that's what's going to happen, whoever steps in front of this Detroit
That is
Lions
not,
team.
I didn't ask whether you care, okay, because I know that you do. I need to hear a betting line for that game. What is it? Is it even? Is it straight up?
I don't get into betting lines. I'm not a sports bettor, but I'll take the money line on the Lions all day. That's all that matters to me. They're winning straight up.
You heard him with rocking the Doughboy
shirt. He gave
shirt.
me an answer.
I see you over there.
He gave me an answer.
It's a good day. That's
why. 100%, man.
It's a
Cube
good
is
day.
as Doughboy and boys in the hood.
Hey, word on the street with what about 20 minutes before trade deadline?
We got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20
word on the street of the Giants are going to keep Azeez Ojulari. They're not going to trade him. He was a 2nd-round pick a couple of years ago. But this brings me to the Saquon Barkley that I brought up yesterday. I mean, the inadequacies that the Giants have there at running the team. And we watched the Hard Knocks, and it was awful what happened with Saquon, how they let him go. Oh, we can't put a $15 million running back with a $20 million quarterback. Well, your quarterback is worth $2 million, and your running back was worth $20 million. And you let him go, and he goes to the freaking Eagles. And look what he did on Sunday. Look what he's doing every week. It's him and Derrick Henry right now, the 2 best running backs in the country.
Maz, let me ask you this, because you got a chance to watch him a lot when he was with your New York Football Giants. If this kid gets drafted to a non-defunct franchise with a halfway decent offense, are we talking about Saquon Barkley possibly being on the road to being the greatest running back of all time? Because this guy was born to play in space.
Playing through injuries.
Many. And what we're seeing him now is actually playing on a real team that's providing him space, and he looks like Superman Barkley out there.
Nike made a commercial already from his backwards jump.
As they should.
Absolutely.
And they spelled just do it backwards.
So do they add that? Do they add like a combo button onto Madden for a backwards hurdle like that?
I'm sure they will.
That's how it would sound. Kind of
Why
like
not?
Mario.
He deserves it.
It's funny. So everything times out perfectly organic. You want to bring up that play. Just talk about what that play was for you. Regular season play. The best play I've ever seen was the Odell Beckham play. That's because it was on Monday Night Football. It was a touchdown, and it was against the rivalry. If this would have been a touchdown, I got to say it's better.
They might have had to take like a week off of playing games. It was just so tremendous. Have you seen the clip of Hurts watching it? He's like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, the whole sideline I saw watching it. It's
so cool.
It's a great footage.
It's something, man.
The thing that makes it so crazy, just as a fellow professional athlete, it's the setup and everything and how it happened. Man, it's just not the fact that he gets to turn backwards and jumps over the safety. It's not that happened. It's how we set up the first guy. Then he set up the second guy, hit him with a spin, moved off him, saw that, turned around and jumped, timed it perfect. And the problem was it was effortless for him. That's the thing that makes me hate to play. It was so freaking effortless for him. It looked like la-di-da-da-da-da.
And it was
okay,
planned.
Jump
You see him look over his left shoulder, and he's like, all right, reverse hurdle. X +0 and the top right button. Let's go.
Like, Odell's was a reaction.
Yeah.
Like, this was a setup sequence. It was
I
tough.
mean, we've seen some tremendous. Your boy Garrett Wilson in New York with a catch
That
that
was the
can
play of the year
really.
before.
I mean, that can rival what we saw with Odell. But Odell changed the game. You see these guys now sitting in front of Jugs machine catching one-handed. Listen, I've heard it on a few different things. For the next year, you're going to see kids on the playground playing two-hand touch, flag football, trying to pull this play. You're going to see kids in college trying to recreate this play. He literally...
Little Timmy's going to die on the playground.
He broke, yeah, for sure, but he broke the matrix, man. This is something that we never thought we'd see, and now all of a sudden we might see again, or at least people try before they die.
You know what happens? You know why this stuff is because, Maz, you can attest to this. Coaches won't let you do stuff back in the day. It was a certain way you did. It was very bland. It was very mundane. But it was like the guys did in the '60s, in the '70s, in the '80s.
It was never leave your feet.
Never leave your feet.
Never leave your feet.
Never leave it. And like one hand.
Yep.
If you put one hand up to catch a pass, even if you caught it, you would get benched when I was in high school. You would get benched when I was in college. Like now, guys are doing it because they see it. Coaches are accepting it, so now you're practicing it. Anything you practice, the human body can achieve. Like look at the half-court shot.
Yep.
Steph Curry does it,
right.
so now guys do it. A lot of people can shoot from half court now. Not as good as him, but a lot of people can because they practice it. And I think now coaches are like, let's stop being so this. Let's be younger. Let's be open. People are creative. Let's see what the human body can do. And I think you're seeing it more and more.
Sounds like you wanted to segue to basketball with that comment.
Pistons win!
Hey, let's go, baby. 2 in a row.
Detroit Pistons beat the Los Angeles Lakers, who weren't playing bad this season, man. Let's do this. Take a quick commercial break. Let's talk about Caesars, and then we'll get back into that as we close the show. What if I told you that you can go up to $1,000 and you can make a bet, but if you lose that bet, you will get your money back. I promise you, you will. You get it back in bonus bets. That's what Caesars Sportsbook, the sportsbook of Woodward Sports, allows you to do. You got to use the code Woodward1000, all caps. Woodward 1000, and then you're able to do it. Caesars Sportsbook, they've been on fire lately. A lot of the parlays, self-parlays already that they have, they hit. All you got to do, sign up and get you activated.
Session, as you guys know, we still have at least 3 months of Lions football to go, so you might as well go to shop.woodwardsports.com right now and load up on some of the greatest Detroit sports merch around. Don't forget about the Tigers, don't forget about the Red Wings, and don't forget about the Pistons. Check out shop.woodwardsports.com right now. Load up on some of the greatest Detroit sports merch, which is guaranteed to turn heads. Again, head to shop.woodwardsports.com right now. We'll be right back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day.
Hey,
Wake
Brad,
up with Woodward and Maine.
if you remember
giving
at the end of the
latest
show,
insight
man,
into the
you know,
Lions
match
locker room and
starts-
press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
To 1800 Tequila, baby. The Detroit Lions official tequila, also the official sponsor of the Detroit Lions pre- and post-game show. Heck, they sponsor the whole station, Woodward Sports. Check out 1800 Tequila. We have the 1800 Tequila girls at Hayes Social over the weekend. 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Detroit Lions and the Woodward Sports Network. Please drink responsibly. And now, as soon as I change the camera, and there you are, Stick. Sorry about that. We will head on over to Stick.
Yeah, that's all right. Drink responsibly, but not when you're at the watch party or post-game show. Just come have fun with the boys.
I mean, there was handsome four up there.
Yeah, we rolled about 20 deep last week. Woodward Sports representing for the watch party and post-game show going on at Hayes Social. 21 Mile in Hayes. That is located in Shelby Township. So come on out. We are live. Watch party going on with the heavyweights. And then, of course, the post-game show with me and Anson Wells. We talk some sports. We have some fun. We pop some champagne on big moments. Why don't you come on out? Brought to you by 1800 Sabbath Coffee, Soroki's, and, of course, New Holland.
No better place to catch a game than Hayes Social. I mean, honestly, the TV's in there, the food, the ambiance. Place was packed on Sunday too, man. I can't wait for this late night game this Sunday.
Do you like Sunday night games?
I honestly love, with the broadcast and all of it.
Okay.
First and foremost,
or
for the last
games.
20 years, we've basically been playing at 1 o'clock week after week after week. So I love mixing it up. But I'll tell you, being able to sit at home and really do my fantasy football thing through all of those games and then come out, join Woodward and all the boys and the girls. We got those 1800 girls coming out. I really like that relaxation. And then just, hey, there's only one game. The Kings of the North are playing tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, Braylon, like when you were a player and you got the Sunday night game on the schedule, like did it mean more to you, or is it just still like, pro talk? Hey, it's another game on the schedule. We're just worried about who's in front of us type thing.
I hated the Sunday night game. Like
really?
as a patron taking in a game, I love it now.
Right.
But as a player, no, because you don't get anything off. When you play on Thursdays, you get days off on the weekend, so it kind of gets you back in the rhythm. When you play on Monday night, you get Tuesday. We get when you play Monday night, we get Tuesday and Wednesdays are light practices. Sunday is just a later game. You're now more tired, but it's the same exact Sunday schedule.
How does it screw with your pregame routine? Like if you're used to playing Sundays at 1 o'clock, you wake up at 9 a.m., breakfast at 9:30, in the car at 10, in the facility by 10:30. Like it's kind of regimented throughout the year. When it's all thrown into chaos like this, does it really mess you up?
It does in a sense because you have all this idle time, and sometimes what you can do, like you can expense too much energy. Like some guys, like you can wake up early, get a light massage early, not one of those Deshaun Watson massages. Then you get to the stadium too early. Now you're running. Like sometimes guys exhaust too much energy because there's so much time, it's so much downtime, and you're just like, do I stay loose? Do I not? But other than that, not really. It's all good. That adrenaline gets going. Once the adrenaline gets going, it's showtime like no other.
Now, listen, I got to bring us back to the Pistons for a minute.
Yeah, let's get back to the Pistons.
Before we start on that, you mentioned a little bit about getting dunked on earlier, and I wanted to ask you, have you ever been dunked on by an NBA player? Because your boy Marcus Taylor dunked on me twice at Steve Fisher camp. I'm curious if you've been dunked on before.
Nah, I've never been dunked on.
Cap.
That's cap.
Never in your life.
Never been dunked on. Only person that almost caught me Like, he almost called me. That's the first time I was like, I got to foul this guy. We were playing against Lavelle Blanchard. Lavelle Blanchard went to Ann Arbor Pioneer and went to University of Michigan. Lavelle could hoop, but Lavelle could jump, and he was tall. We were playing at the CCRB. I go up, and Lavelle goes higher, and I'm like, oh, you know what? So I gave him a little elbow to the forearm, you know what I'm saying? And the ball fell out of his arm. But if I didn't do that, y'all would have been on that Sprite commercial. Look like innocent bystanders.
So listen, the Pistons won 2 straight. I don't even know if they won 2 straight all of last year.
No, they've won more games in November this year than all of last November.
Sweet.
Already, and we're 5 days in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
But it looks good, too. These aren't just some random flukish wins. Like, when you watch the game, the flow looks there. They're playing on both sides of the court. Jaden Ivey, Caden Cunningham is starting to understand when it's his time, when it's not his time, how to get guys around. It just looks a lot different. It looks professional.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head, but through that first handful of games, the energy was there, the passion was there, which we never saw with Monty, but there would be a point in the third or fourth quarter where this team just didn't quite know themselves. They didn't know what their identity was. You know, if we saw the opening night, they set Cade after he hit the 3 and we fell apart. What we're seeing now, and I'm going to hand this over to Stick afterwards, is Jaden Ivey playing the way that we drafted him to play. And what it's doing is it's allowing the Pistons to play at such a high tempo that the Lakers could not compete with this team last night. You got Ron Holland, who's just out there just flying around. Still not, the game hasn't slowed down for him offensively, but what you're seeing out of Jalen Duren is him being able to play quick. What you're seeing out of Jaden Ivey is allowing him to set the tone on the fast break and even just starting out any play. What Cade is doing in calming this team and understanding who needs to take the ball over in the fourth quarter. Listen, if we see more of what we saw over the last 2 weeks through the rest of the season, this team will be in the conversation for a playing game.
How was little Bronny?
Not good.
Okay, just checking.
Stick, how you feel about your boy Jaden Ivey?
Got them 2 points, man.
If you follow me on Twitter at Stick Radio, you would see this morning I tweeted out, I'm not sure what I'm going to be more proud of. Me standing by Jared Goff or me standing by Jaden Ivey.
You planted that flag early.
Listen, you had to, right? And like, it's a lesson in trust your eyes, trust what you see. And when I saw Jaden Ivey his rookie year, they thrust him into that starting point guard position when that's not really his true natural position. But way he could break down 4 to 5 defenders, the way he glides through the air like a Ja Morant, the way he can finish at the rim. His shot has improved. He's now 50% from 3-point land. 40% from field goals. So like, just when I saw it, it registered, and I'm like, that guy's being misused. And then, of course, you get Monty Williams in here, who doesn't give a damn. He just came for the bag. But JB Bickerstaff, how much love he has for this team, how much soul that dude has. Like, soul is such a big deal here in Detroit. It can't just be you like basketball. It's got to be, it's a part of your DNA, just like the Lions are with football. Jaden Ivey fit that bill to me, and I'm so happy he's getting a little bit of redemption. But this is scratching the surface. His ceiling is way high.
I love it. I would be remiss if before we ended the show, I didn't talk about what this Tuesday night is. P. Spivak. Maxon is back, baby.
That's right, baby. We got 2 games on the
Nobody
schedule
cares.
tonight. We got Bowling Green at Central Michigan. I
got you covered. Shout out to the Bowling Green Falcons.
Nobody cares.
There's no NBA on. Come on.
Nobody cares.
Shout out to who there, Bray, at Bowling Green, who's the passing game coordinator, and you will see Harold Fannin Jr. tonight.
Nobody cares.
Bray, who is he coached by?
Eric Campbell, a.k.a. Scott Leffler, is the head coach. Can't wait to watch tonight. I'm going to tune in a little bit, man. Show my man P. Spivak some love. Tom Maswell,
nobody cares.
Don't be like that. Don't be a hater all your life.
Hey, by the way, 30 years ago today.
Nobody cares.
Except
what?
It was the debut of none other than the great Grant Hill. 30 years ago today.
Oh,
Grant Hill drinks Sprite.
Grant Hill, the co-rookie of the year.
Remember those commercials?
Him and
Grant
Jason
Hill
Kidd.
drinks Sprite.
100%. They got a new one.
Did they?
They got a new Grant Hill Drink Sprite commercial. He's actually in it, I want to say. Well, look, that's our time. We appreciate you guys for joining in.
It's the end of the trade deadline, too. 3 minutes left.
We got 3. Yeah,
nothing from Aaron Sheffield.
And listen, I know it's the election special, but it's really the trade deadline special. But still, if you have not voted, get out there and vote today. and tune in because maybe the Lions got something left in them. I
First
still
female
don't think it's
president,
totally over.
Sheila Hamp.
I already wrote her in today, bro. That's who I wrote in.
Stick, that was a good one. Stick, that was an absolute good one. Tom, what are you doing tonight?
I'm right now. I'm still looking at the trade deadline.
That's what I figured.
Tonight I'll be watching.
That's why we're here. That's
Got a question for the room, though.
I will not be watching sports tonight.
Are you guys election guys? Do you sit there and watch the whole thing and the numbers come in?
I used to like on CNN. I used to like watching. You start when the states close, when you see him coming in, Anderson Cooper and the other dude on CNN.
I like flipping back and forth between Fox and CNN and see which one's freaking out. Like it's fun to watch the pomp and circumstance with it all.
Oh, God.
It was fun. It was fun
You
until.
don't like it, Pete? No, God, no, man. I'd rather pull my fingernails out than watch election.
It's a race. I mean, you're literally watching a race.
I'll watch an actual race. I'll put on
This
some
is
racing
it's a
cars.
presidential
Two
race.
people running.
So if they were at Northfield Downs, you'd watch Kamala and Trump.
You put bets
better
on
believe
it.
it, baby.
You put bets on it. You just got to bet in when
They're both going to the glue factory if they're running.
All right, man, we're going to let you guys get out of here. Nothing's happening at 4 o'clock. It's a wrap. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is Woodward Sports Network, the #1 sports network in Detroit, in the state of Michigan. Just keeping better and better and better and better. From my man Stick, Pete Spivak, Anson Wells on the desk, and Tom Mazaway, your neighborhood unk. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you mañana.